Well, joining us now is Ron Vitello, former acting deputy commissioner with the U.S. Customs and Border Protection. Mr. Vitello, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for inviting me, Nick.
Absolutely. Ron, we just heard Allie's report that Eagle Pass has declared an emergency because of the flood of migrants. The Department of Homeland Security is also sending hundreds of troops to the border. What else does this town need to deal with this influx?
Well, across the board on the border, places like Eagle Pass, Yuma, Arizona, they need resources. You know, that the number of people that have crossed in Eagle Pass in the last week is 100% more than the population of a place like Eagle Pass. These cities are just not equipped to have this many people on the ground without being inside, without, food, medicine, all the things that you would need for large groups of people. There are children among this group. We heard about the person that perished in the river and the young boy that was swept away in the river. This is a terrible scenario for everybody involved, not just the men and women on the front line who have to pick up the pieces, not just the National Guard and the troops that'll go out there and help, but the people who live there and the people themselves in the pipeline who are suffering from human trafficking, are forced into human trafficking and bringing fentanyl across the border. It's a terrible situation. And I would just like to say, it really doesn't have to be this way. When this president took over, we had 45 years lows in activity in the southwest border. We had unprecedented support from the government of Mexico, both at their southern border, in the interior of their country, and at the northern border, preventing these large numbers of people crossing the border in the middle of nowhere. That was a real aid to the Border Patrol. It was a real aid to the policy. And since the dependency of this president, we've seen them tear down all those control levels. And this is what we see now. We see more traffic than we've ever seen before, and really, unfortunately, no end in sight.
And Ron, I can tell you personally, I have had friends raise the topic of migrants and immigration who have never discussed it before, because now they're seeing them in their own neighborhoods. And now what border communities have been dealing with for years is in their own backyard. They're like, oh, we have an issue. Yeah, we have an issue. We've been talking about this for years, and those border towns have been ignored. Dozens of trains are being stopped from reaching the southern border. What should the Mexican government do to help with that part of the crisis, Ron?
Well, that's what they did before. They prevented that kind of activity from just walking through Mexico, using the trains on Mexico. They can enforce their border with Guatemala like they did in the last administration. They can put checkpoints in the interior of their country to make sure that people are going north have the right documentation to do so. They can prevent these smugglers and these cartels from amassing large groups on our southern border, on their northern border. They can do a lot of things. The problem is they have to be incentivized to do that. And I don't believe the White House has the wherewithal, and they certainly don't have the will to control this border, because they know things that will work have been taken off the table. DHS, ICE, the Border Patrol agents, they do not have the tools that they need to control this flow.
And it's not fair to the men and women working in those jobs, or the men and women and families that live in those communities. Ron Vitello, thank you so much for joining me this afternoon.
Great to be with you.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.